There I am.
Okay, to everybody, we are live. We've been having a few difficulties here, so give us a minute and we will get started. I appreciate your patience. Okay, so Bonnie, can you hear me?
Good. I can try to post.
All right. We will do the best we can. For some reason the things aren't working real well, but we will roll with it. So it is the way it is. Hello, my name is John Gamble. I'm over here at the GAAC along with Zach from over at, my mind went blank. Where you're from? Which school? Naaman Forest. Yeah, that's where it goes. Starts with the M. So, all right. So today's cast is in regard to NearPod, and I'm going to kind of run through it, and hopefully, if you already know a little bit about it, hey, that's great. If not, this would kind of give you a little bit of information and a new tool that you can use. I actually got turned on with this with my wife, who teaches at a different district, but she uses it quite a bit within her classroom. And I'm actually going to use one of her NearPods that she put together that illustrates a lot of the functions in the midst of it, and a few things that I played around with as well. The great thing about it is that for teachers, we can sign in with our Google Classroom, which makes it very easy access. And without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and switch over there. So if you give me just a second, we will get there. And I'm so glad and happy that you guys are here with us. And those who will be watching later, we're glad that you'll be joining us as well. So give me just a momento here, please. Boom. Okay, now then, how about that? Are we up and running now with the voice?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Sorry about that. And here we go, back to NearPod. Okay, so you'll go to nearpod.com. And with that, you can see here over on the left side, it's got an access for teachers. And it says create a free account. You don't have to do that right now. The great thing about this is that go back up to the right-hand corner and you'll see where it says sign in. You'll click sign in and it gives you the options to sign in with different formats, and you want to log in with Google. So you hit login with Google, you choose which login name that you need, and of course garlandisd.net is the one. So I hit here and boom, it logs me in. Now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different options there is here on the right. Also on the left right here, it will give you an idea, a run through of how to run NearPod. NearPod is a great tool in regard to bringing things outside the classroom into the classroom that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. And I have a couple of those things that I thought was kind of fun. I've got a few things in my library. You can also explore. You can join different classes, and I'll get to each one of those in just a minute. I want to switch over to my library just to give you a glimpse of a few things that you can look at. What I did here was I created a very short scenario of some skydiving. If you never went skydiving before, which I haven't, I really want to. I know people don't want to jump out of a perfectly good airplane, but I do. Here you have, let's see here, preview. Is everybody seeing this okay? Good, awesome. So here we have this skydiving right here. This is just slide one, just kind of take a leap right here. We go back to the library, and I believe this is the one that I wanted to show because it's got a cut. There we go. So it's got a couple different ones. This is actually a video that has 360 viewpoint as to what it's like to actually look at everything going on, getting ready, prepared for a skydive, as well as the skydive itself. So this would give your students a good overall experience of that. So I can go up here to the left-hand corner, spin around, see what's going on. There's everything. So we're gonna go on. I'm gonna skip forward just a little bit so you can see what's going on. They're getting ready to take off. I think we might have a little bit of a lag time, but that's par for the course. Here we go. Now we're fixing to take off here. If nothing else, videos like this will be a great illustration of how to get them just interested in looking at this. And you got these guys all up into, I'll turn up just a little bit. You can look around in the cockpit. You can see there's a control panel. You see the nervousness on people's faces. Now they're getting prepared to jump. Skip just a little bit, and then all of a sudden you get this opportunity. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to spread this out. Won't let me go full screen. But it really gives you a good jump, or a good idea of their jump. You got their parachutes. You can hear the noise. Going on through, and we get to our landing. It's okay. Now, how in the world does this dictate into what we can use for the classroom? Well, here's something very simple. I try to keep it simple for this very reason. So that was just one slide that I kind of just, like I said, put together. Now, depending on what subject you teach, I know that Zach and I both teach science in the science field. I kind of change it up a little bit. We're going with a little bit of history here with the social studies. And this is about the Southern colonies. You have two options when you are using this in your classroom. You can set this up through a Google Classroom. So they come in, they get on their devices, they connect, they see what their assignment is. You have a live session and you have a student-paced session. I'm going to go with the live session on here. And if you'll see this right up here at the top, I hit live session. And yes, I want to resume it. Here it gives a code for your audience. So anybody who has this loaded on their computers or their electronic devices, it runs on iPad, it'll run on Chromebook, it will run on desktop, and you put these, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different letters in, it will take you to that specific, what do I want to say, NearPod, so you can see it and go through it with everybody together. So we're going to go with that and put that in. I'm going to go ahead and close it. And let's see, go back. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to go here. We're going to go for the preview version so that way everybody can see it. Okay, so now then, what this allows me to do is that I've got the understanding of the unit, and it talks about describing the industries of the regions of colonial America. It gives information about the Southern colonies, and this is what your students get to see at the same time. So you're talking about this, they have opportunity to respond. There's other scenarios that you can set up with giving an idea where they can give questions, not only just raise their hands, but they can submit questions via different melodities that you put together for your lesson electronically. If you maybe have an electronic parking lot or whatever the case may be, this allows them to be able to give that information out or ask the questions. So here we got the Southern colonies. It talks about the we will, I will statement that's already put into the lesson. It gives the name of each one of the colonies that are in there. We move on from there. It gives the political, the economical, the geography, and the social aspects of the colonies in there. Go on to the next slide. It gives a little bit of a review of each one of or an aspect of what's going on during that time frame, how life was, who the captain was, Captain John Smith, about the Native American tribes, and so forth that goes on in there. Now here's the great part. It is questions that are in there where the students can reply live and the teacher can see their reply in order to get that assessment. Are they getting it or are they not getting it? Do I need to go back and reteach it, or can I move on from here? So what was the economic reason that John Smith and the other colonists settled in Jamestown? And so that gives you an opportunity to write in here about what's there. Of course, blah, blah, blah is not the correct answer, but you get the idea of what can go there. Once you get past that, you move on. You can read those and go, no, wait a minute. Johnny didn't quite get that, so maybe I need to go back and I can reteach Johnny. Everybody else got it. Or maybe everybody didn't get it, and you can go back and do that. So the same thing, it gives more review. It gives you another question. Each one of these is beneficial for the teacher and the student, and it's very collaborative. You can also use this. I know it's been used like for my wife and other people I've known that use this. For a student who is absent that day in school, they could actually do this at home. And it gives them an opportunity to actually interact in class while they're not even in the classroom. And I think that's an important aspect of it. More of that global learning that happens in the midst of it. So more review. Now this right here, what would a plantation look like? Now depending on what type of device that you have, using a mouse may be kind of hard to draw a picture here. An iPad would be good for this. Or maybe if you're doing it as a class presentation, you may have a smart board and be able to draw what a plantation looks like on this, and have different kids use different parts of, have them use different parts of a plantation, and they're responsible for that part to draw. So you can draw that, and then you can go on to the next thing. It gives more information about England in the 1600s, talking about the different aspects of that, about settlers who came from Maryland and from England who were Catholic. And we go on about this and about the Toleration Act. So get that, and it gives what was a social reason about these things, and then you give your answer there. Again, this gives you that live what I want to say, the live action right there, right then response to your answers that the kids are giving you, so that you know the response, and you don't have to wait until tomorrow to read the response or that night to read the response. You can respond to it right then and right there, so there's no questions asked. Do we by chance have any questions or anything that's been given?
Not yet.
Okay.
No chat.
All right, no chat. So, well, it's better to ask than not, I guess. All right. So we're coming closer to the end. Talks about the Carolinas, geographic reasons about the founding of the Carolinas, where they did, and gives more information. More information about the Carolinas, Georgia, and continues on until you get here at the end. One thing that did not go over on this is a quiz time. You can go ahead and have a place where you can make a quiz and get a real-time understanding of, do your kids understand it or not understand it. You can go back through this again. It gives you an opportunity to do that during your class time, depending, of course, how long your class is. But it's very easy to go through and make these different NearPods. Go back to my library. It gives a couple of different illustrations of some, such as this science one right here. Indications of a chemical reaction. Of course, this is mine and Zach's more of along our lines of things. This is 6th or 8th grade. I've used this on just showing my kids different aspects of this, being that at the AEC, we don't have access to everybody having an electronic device. So I'm able to show this to them, but they're able to see it and still interact verbally with each other. So it does work out. So I can just kind of go through and go through each one of these. Now, in order to build this, you can go up here to the Explore button, and you can look and see it's got things from math, social studies, science, ELA, digital leadership. It gives a lot of different topics that you can go on. You can find information and you can embed your own videos in here. You can embed your own questions in here. You can find things. There's filters. You up here, there's search lessons, such as let's find a lesson over, Zach, do you have a lesson I might look up?
Try bonding.
Bonding. Bonding specifically, maybe what?
Molecules.
Bonding molecule. That sounds good. I like that. So bonding molecules, boom, look at all the stuff that comes up for bonding molecules. It gives you a whole list of stuff. So that will allow you the opportunity to go through and find something that's going to fit for your classroom and allow you the opportunity to really hit where your kids are, because you're going to know where your kids are better than anybody else. And again, this is just one of many tools. And then you go over here to your create button and you can add a slide. You add content, web content, add activity. There's different activities of which you can list on there. You can list a poll, a quiz, a draw it, collaborate. You add your content. There's different content that you can find throughout everything. Add web content. Let's say I found a video that I liked from YouTube or some other website, and I really liked it. I can put it on there, and it will allow me the opportunity to embed it so it becomes part of my presentation to give to the kids. So that really, in a nutshell, I know that's awfully fast. I know we only got 30 minutes and we're about out of time already because it doesn't take long here, but that really gives you some tools and some things in order for you to play with and to figure out what would help you in order to use NearPod. And again, it helps you maybe if you are studying something in the Middle East, if you're studying something, like especially historically wise, if you're studying something in space, you can actually take a trip to the International Space Station. And it will allow you to do a complete tour of the International Space Station. And that way you can see all the gizmos and gadgets and understand more about it. And so it's kind of like an in-house field trip, if you will. So there's a lot of scenarios of which you can harvest through the midst of this. So, and I'm guessing, again, because we have no chat, there's no questions, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Zach, since you're sitting here, do you have any questions or any thoughts about this?
I don't think there's anything you haven't covered already.
Okay. All right. And you gave me the, let's see.
You need it again.
Nope, I got it. Okay, I'm going to put on here the link for the Google Forms so you can get credit for watching this. And it is GOO.GL/ES26MF. And if you click that link, that will, or put that in, that will take you to the form where you can fill it out and get your CPU credit. Yes, because you want that CPE credit that goes there, which will look something like this right here, as you can see. All right. And again, in case you didn't see that, and you can see that on your screen, is that correct? Okay. I just want to make sure that you can see it. I'm going to highlight it right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So GOO.GL/DS 26 MF.
Barely see it on your screen.
Is that better if I just take it off?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. But other than that, I hope you have a great time going into NearPod and playing with it. And again, you're not going to break anything. Just try it, enjoy it. Have another teacher help you out. Y'all collaborate together, come up with some great presentations, and feel free to share those things. And on behalf of myself and Zach, I appreciate your time, and we look forward to serving you guys in the future. Otherwise,
can you put the link in the description at the end of the
oh, at the right down here at the where it says add description?
Yeah.
I sure can. Let's see here. Here, let me do this. Oops. This. Okay, there we go. That work? Cool. Okay.
All right.
All right. Without any further ado, I'll stop that. And again, I appreciate you guys, and you guys have a great rest of your week. And rock and roll.